Today, I want to strengthen your metaphysical position of reality, so I am going to talk about thought is your reality. This is the 7-Minute Daily Focus, day 44 of 365. Today's focus, the law of thought, thought is reality. Today, I want to strengthen your metaphysical position of reality, so I am going to talk about thought is your reality. To understand this more deeply, you must observe the distinction between two kinds of thought. There is the thought of the you, and there is the thought of doubt. One is primary, the other is secondary. One is truth, the other is a lie. The thought of the you presents itself first. It is clear, it is direct, it is steady, it does not argue, it does not rush, it does not defend itself, it simply states. Then, often immediately after, comes the thought of doubt. The thought of doubt questions, it dilutes. It introduces hesitation. Notice the order. Truth presents first, the lie presents second. Primary reality is originality. Secondary reality is counterfeit. A counterfeit can only appear after something real exists to imitate. In the same way, doubt can only appear after truth has spoken. The thought of the you says, "This is certain. This is yours to express. This is aligned." The thought of doubt says, "Are you sure? What if you fail? What will others think?" The second thought is not original, it is reaction. The first thought is causation. The second thought is mere commentary. This is why thought is reality, because whichever thought you authorize becomes instruction. If you authorize the primary thought, you reinforce truth. If you authorize the secondary thought, you reinforce counterfeit perception. Truth is self-existent. A lie requires support. The thought of doubt must repeat itself. It must gather evidence. It must recruit memory. Truth requires no rehearsal. It arrives whole. This is how you discern first cause. The first clear, steady, undistorted perception is the thought of the you. The immediate contradiction that follows is the thought of doubt. One is original pattern, the other is distortion of pattern. When you repeatedly return to the primary thought, you strengthen originality. When you repeatedly entertain the secondary thought, you strengthen imitation. Imitation never produces stability because it has no root of its own. Originality produces coherence because it emerges from first cause. The law does not evaluate which you choose. It executes continuity. If you continually rehearse doubt, doubt becomes structured. If you continually stabilize truth, truth becomes structured. Structure produces experience. This is why divided thought weakens translation, because primary and secondary instruction are competing. When you remove attention from the counterfeit and return it to the original, coherence is restored. Truth does not fight the lie. Truth remains. The lie collapses when unsupported. In practical terms, when a clear idea arises and doubt follows, observe the sequence. The first was primary, the second was secondary. If you choose to stabilize the first, belief strengthens. If you entertain the second, belief fractures. Belief is simply sustained authorization. Sustained truth and reality organizes around it. Sustained doubt and fragmentation increases. This is not moral judgment. It is structural consequence. Primary thought creates, secondary thought reacts. Primary thought originates, secondary thought imitates. Original thought carries calm certainty. Counterfeit thought carries agitation. When you learn to identify the order in which they arrive, you regain discernment. Discernment restores clarity. Clarity restores alignment. Alignment restores momentum. And momentum restores visible result. The principle of truth is simple. Truth will always present itself first. A lie will always present itself second. The first is cause. The second is shadow. Shadows cannot exist without light, but light exists without shadow. When you stand with the primary thought, you stand with first cause, and first cause is reality. Therefore, return again to the central declaration. Thought is your reality. Choose the original, stabilize the primary, withdraw support from the counterfeit, and what is real will strengthen, what is imitation will dissolve. The law of thought. Thought holds the same principle as a seed. The seed concerning a tree does not see itself as a seed. It sees itself as a tree. In like manner, an idea for a business does not see itself as an idea. It sees itself as a business. That is why you will put time, energy, and money behind the idea. You do not see the idea, you see the completed business. Now ask yourself, where do you see the completed business? Where is that business located so you can see it? You see it in the metaphysical world, the world of ideas, the real world, the world of thought. Thought is the seed of your business. Your mind is the field of the subconscious, and your thoughts are the seeds in that field. The physical world is but an echo of the real world, which is metaphysical. For the metaphysical world to become a physical expression, a physical reality, you are responsible for this to occur. For a thought idea to translate into its physical reality, it is the same principle as a seed translating into fruit, apart from one condition: to believe. Belief is the authorization, it is the approval of your seed becoming fruit. It is your thought expressing its physical reality. Believability is the approval of reality. Whatever you believe, you are declaring that thing to be real. When you declare your thought to be real, you are authorizing that thought to express itself physically. Therefore, the physical reality of that thought idea will appear. This is not mere theory. This is metaphysical law. Thought is not mere commentary. Thought is causation. Thought is not passive. Thought is generative. If you treat thought as secondary, you will live by reaction. If you treat thought as primary, you will live by creation. The soil does not argue with the seed. It expresses the seed's nature. In the same manner, thought, once authorized by belief, must translate. You are not waiting for reality. Reality is waiting for your authorization. And authorization occurs through belief. Affirmation for day 44. I recognize thought as primary. I understand that thought is seed. I authorize only what I choose to be real. My belief approves reality, and what I consistently believe must be expressed, and thought is my reality.